Okay, welcome to Hex in the INFINIVERSE. This is another video made about the new and emergent technology of virtual reality and also in combination with cryptocurrencies, and in particular the cryptocurrency Hex. Anyway, I'm in my virtual environment in the Oculus, and this is the Lord of the Rings virtual environment. I mean, this is amazing. Look at this. I can stand up and, look over and around different areas of the home of the dwarves. I would never want to be in this spot, on my own. And I bet if you were to walk over, you could see way more than you could anticipate. Because I've actually had it on room setting. I was able to look over this balcony, and I was able to go up under the door, but not very far after that. Okay, let's get to business. Yeah, I'm going to my thoughts on.
Are you standing up or sitting down?
Michael Saylor's positions on the altcoin space. It's clear that Michael Saylor, for all you people who don't know who Michael Saylor is, Michael Saylor, I think, was the CEO of MicroStrategy. And I think it's some sort of tech company. I haven't explored exactly what that company does. But he produced a book. I think the book was called The Mobile Wave, and I think it had to do with mobile technology and how it's going to change things. And I think it's a good book. I have it. I've listened to some of it. Anyway, Michael Saylor has of late taken the position that all of the other crypto should be destroyed. Regulated, except for Bitcoin. And this cryptocurrency here, Hex, if Michael Saylor had it his way, would be gone. And all of the games that Ethereum makes possible would be gone. For Bitcoin, up until this point, hasn't done a damn thing but be classified as an asset and a virtual, kind of a virtual gold or digital gold. So we're going to talk about that, and we're going to go to my crypto area. I created, I didn't really create, I kind of slapped together some content in an area I'm working on. And I have excerpts of information. I could talk about, the whole idea of regulation, right? In terms of this space. It's amazing. Michael Saylor went so far as to say that he would think it would be one of the best things in the world if if the SEC would go in and regulate out of existence every other crypto except for Bitcoin. And here's the interesting thing. I remember when the SEC considered all of the other crypto, considered Ethereum not to be a security. They said it was once a security, but no longer a security. And the SEC has flipped on that. Okay, so this is an area to slap together. I'm going to turn this store into something. So basically, I just kind of, connected some things to it, right? Like right here, this is Hex in the INFINIVERSE, which is the title of this YouTube channel. But here it's a doorway. right? That will take you to another template that's really not even completed. Okay, so for people who are new to the virtual, new to the INFINIVERSE, these pictures or these screenshots should not be brought up this way. They should be cropped so they can fit here. And then you would want to put a little information there. So basically, outside here is Miami. I can't wait until we have, either live stream or some sort of video representation. Okay, so I got into the crypto in 2016 when Bitcoin was $740. And I was very naive. I already thought that it was legal and regulated and understood. And the exchange I used was called CEX.io. And I think it was in Cyprus. And so I kind of stuck my toe in, and for $100, the cheapest the smallest amount you could buy. And I noticed that it had only two cryptos, Bitcoin and Ethereum. Ethereum was $7. Ethereum was between $7 and $10. So I grabbed as much Ethereum. I think at the time when I first purchased, it was $7, but when the price fluctuated, it fluctuated down to $10 and then back up to $7, and then months later it was $30. Okay, so when I got into crypto, I was very new, but as we got into 2017, it became clear to me that crypto was priceless. I couldn't, Bitcoin was once, when I got in, was $740. Then by the time we got into 2017 February, it started rising up in price. And so I think Bitcoin was in February worth what, $800? And I started telling people about it. I started telling people about it every time Bitcoin made even a minor move. I started telling people about it at $700, all the way up to $19,000 before the price fell. So, anyways, I got the realization that this is serious business. This was not like a mutual fund. I decided I better read up and try to learn this space a little bit. So anyway, I looked online and I found this document. This is produced by the IMF. Okay. Virtual currencies and beyond. Initial considerations. 2016, as you can see it, January 2016. So basically, way back here is when they realized that they had to look at this stuff, and they were trying to see what it meant. And they were talking about the difficulty of regulation. Right? So I took screenshots. See, this is 2016. Consumer protection, the regulatory uncertainty and lack of transparency in virtual currencies, or VCs as they have it, create significant consumer protection vulnerabilities. This is 2016 when this was seen. Okay. And I think at this time, Michael Saylor was saying Bitcoin's a joke, don't get in it. I think he didn't take it seriously at all, And I'm going to keep it real. Right before Michael Saylor bought his Bitcoin, it didn't look like Bitcoin could break 11,000. Okay. 3 years ago, it looked like Bitcoin would hit 10,000 and get knocked back down. And things like Hex came out and offered a new type of hope, to people who who had given up on Bitcoin ever going back up. And then you had Elon Musk making, kind of like comments about it and stuff, right? But it was Michael Saylor who bought his Bitcoin for, I think, $9,000. And instantly he started to pump his bags. And you could tell that Michael Saylor was new to the space, right? He anybody, I'm going to keep it real, anybody who has an overfixation on Bitcoin, as far as I'm concerned, doesn't know about this space, right? And so then Elon Musk listened to him as the price went up, and I think Elon Musk got in at 37,000. I think is when he got in. right? And he put in 1.5 billion, right? And I think Bitcoin went from there to all-time high of 68, 69,000, right? Well, Michael Saylor pumped his bags. And so I didn't have no problem with that. I kind of said, well, this guy's new to the game, right? He doesn't know that Bitcoin is highly volatile, right? Or at least he acts like he doesn't know that. And Bitcoin in 2019 went to $14,000, right? And this is when it looked like we are going to be out of the crash. And then all of a sudden, Bitcoin dropped to 9 and then dropped to 7. We all found out that it was a Ponzi scheme in China that had gotten had caught a case, if you will, or had gotten busted. And the Chinese government started selling Bitcoins on the market, causing the price to fall. And that's when I found out that, hey, Bitcoin is subject to a Ponzi scheme from China, right? This is before Michael Saylor got in. Oh, you know what? Before we do anything, let's hear some of this crap that Michael Saylor. Some of Michael Saylor's quick positions right here.
Right, just like Ethereum is an unregistered security. Yeah, I think the best thing for the world would be if the SEC pretty much shut down all of it. Ripple's an unregistered.
See, yeah. You see this? The best thing for the whole world. Okay. See, Michael Saylor went in and he got hammered when the price fell. And I can just imagine how some people at his company feel about him. You know, they must really be like angry with Michael Saylor. You know, because he kind of dragged them to a cliff and kind of shoved everybody off because he did not understand the space he was in. You know, and so now he basically the effect would be this: if the SEC came in, and I don't know what the SEC is going to do because they've taken some strange positions, like they've actually allowed Exodus to actually share the sell shares of stock in the Exodus wallet. I know because I bought some in it. So I don't know what the SEC is going to do, you know. But if Michael Saylor had it his way, we'd all be forced to take our money and put it in Bitcoin, which would save his ass at his company. You know, and I don't think that's right.
Shut
you
down
know,
all of it.
I think everybody in crypto who's worth a damn has gone through these crashes. You know, and I think Michael Saylor is getting his little lesson now. So here we go. Look at this. Regulatory challenges. Right? This is that same document from 2016, okay, that the IMF published. See this? The potential for rapid change in the financial industry engendered by VCs is a challenge for financial regulators and supervisors. They knew this shit. They knew this stuff back in 2016. See, right? So we're gonna see how it's gonna work out. You know, and I, I'm still working on this because I'm gonna use this to bring forth the actual receipts to what's published, right? Okay, so this is talking about blockchain, right? Versus the whole notion of a centralized system. Anybody in crypto has heard this a million times, right? You know, like proof of work, which is Bitcoin, which is what Michael Saylor is backing, right? That they're trying to figure out a way to make it eco-friendly, right? He's not even talking about that, But anyway, I don't want to get on an emotional rant here, but I think that that Michael Saylor, and this is the one thing I'll have to admit, is the cryptocurrency space is highly adversarial, and this is just my opinion. I believe that all cryptos share a common feature. They all kind of start off as pyramid schemes until they prove themselves to be something that has survived. Okay, right? And so it's almost like basically everybody kind of puts on a blindfold and they kind of point to each other and say, hey, you're a Ponzi scheme, you're a pyramid scheme, you're a pyramid scheme. And they all start off the same way, and they want to rob economic energy from each other. Okay, that's just my opinion on crypto. Okay, as it exists today, as time goes on, as the technology proves itself, as the adoption takes hold, then we'll get a chance to see, what's to this new area. So anyway, this template is a gallery template in the INFINIVERSE. Okay. And so basically you can put anything in here. You can put videos in here. You can put pictures in here. And so that's what a lot of people use these things for. I think this is called the white template. And so the setting on the outside is Miami, Florida. And these are just hints as to what is going to happen in the, in VR. Eventually, all of this is going to be way more realistic. And it's going to be, just like you actually walked into a building and you're going to hear noises and sounds and you're going to see the clouds moving, and you might even see live action video, from Miami itself. That's coming. Yeah, so in here, like all of this is horrible the way I got this set up. This is just set up so I can run over here real quick. When I put documents in here, when I have opinions on things, and I can share with you all, my positions. I don't know much about crypto. I'm not an expert in crypto at all. I'm going to keep it real with you. I don't think there's any expert in crypto right now, right? I mean, the space is 2008, right? When Bitcoin was the Bitcoin white paper was published. I think Bitcoin in 2010 was 9 cents, right? And then we had a series of booms and busts. I don't know exactly when Ethereum was created. I know I got in 2016, right? I went through the boom and the bust of 2017. I held my cryptos through the crash. I had a position in BitConnect, but I didn't lose anything because when I got in, everything was going up. Plus, I was given free Bitcoin Cash tokens. I had 4 Bitcoin at the time, and as a result of that, I got 4 Bitcoin Cash. And so I used some cryptos I traded, plus some Bitcoin Cash, and that's how I was able to buy my position in BitConnect, which is hailed as, one of the, at the time, a terrible scam that people still talk about to this day in some cases, right? $3 billion is what was lost with BitConnect. Nothing compared to what was lost from FTX.
This company,
right? With the close intermingling of the CEO and the current SEC chairman, and hobnobbing and taking photos with people in Washington, D.C. I think he was up there hugging on Maxine Waters and some folks. I'm talking about the CEO of FTX. So the way I approach crypto is I don't just focus in on one area, and anybody that puts their money all in one thing is begging for a loss, right? And that's why my thought is that most of the people who lost in FTX were newbies. They weren't people with a real crypto background, or let me change that, with experience in crypto. Okay, because we in crypto, like I said, we don't have experts. I'm just a person that has bought some cryptocurrency, right? Even the high flyers, the closest person I've heard sound like an expert in crypto is Richard Hart. Okay, but I don't even consider Richard Hart an expert in the historical sense. Okay, I'll give you an example. If you put Richard Hart alongside Warren Buffett can go over his 50 years of experience in dealing with stocks. 50 years. He can go back. Centuries and look at other markets from history, right? Whereas the only thing Richard Hart can look at is, his lifespan. I think he's under 50, right? And he could look at, different markets. I mean, the first bull run for Bitcoin is nothing like the bull run I went through. And the bull run I went through in 2017 was nothing like the second bull run I went through in 2020 and 2021. you know, and now that we're on the eve of some sort of regulation, if there is to be another bull run, that's going to be different. So how the hell are you going to be an expert when everything is new? I was watching, I think, who was it? Kathy Woods, I think her name is. And she was saying Bitcoin is doing something we haven't seen before. Well, yeah. I'm thinking it's going to do a lot of more things that you haven't seen before in the years to come. You know, when, you know, being that Bitcoin is not even 20 years old yet. Okay. Anyway, let me see. I might end this video, or I might go, you know what? Let me see. Yeah, so there's a lot of power in these templates. You can literally connect as many templates as you have to one doorway. So there is no need for space in the traditional sense. Like this one store right here, right? This template is called a store. Can connect to as many templates and as many and as many junction URLs as you can set up, right? So can this one, right? And even skyscrapers, if it lets me out of here, even not skyscrapers, but even apartments and penthouses have the same ability to connect to virtually unlimited places if you set up the malls and the junction points. And for me, that's what's on my mind. How do you get your mind around, you know, the potential? Because they have a lot of people in here, and they have bought, you know, large amounts of land blocks. Okay, so this is the one thing that you'll see is a mountain background in here. Wow. My guess is that must be what's all around us, you know, when this program isn't running or hasn't fully rendered. So literally, you can connect all of these different apartment floors to as many junction spots as possible, right? And all over the INFINIVERSE, or to URLs outside the INFINIVERSE. So it's almost like the Matrix, you know. I don't know if you remember that scene where Neo was running after the Merovingian, and the Merovingian opened the door, and he walked into what looked like one area, and when Neo opened the door, he ended up in the Himalayas. That's the way it is in the INFINIVERSE. You go through these doors, and you will connect to anywhere, right? And I know a lot of people make fun of VR right now, right? Because you look at these graphics right here, right? They're laughable graphics, right? Right? Even though to the pioneers in here, it's not. Because in here, you see, you could do this, and you can bring up a lot of information from your wrist. Whereas in the past, you had to hunt, try to find somebody who knew, like, information people, and walk across the whole INFINIVERSE like I have done to find what you're looking for. Here, if you want to see storefronts, they're all here. That's my storefront right here. This is also my storefront. You can go to properties, and instantly you can choose what you want to buy. So this is $35 they want for this one. This is $4.87. That's a steal right there. No, it's not a steal. I keep forgetting. At one time, you could have gotten a penthouse for this, right? This is just an apartment. But all these nice little nifty little features really make it really easy. And right here, you go to me, and it brings up my stuff, you know. Then other people's stuff. No, not other people's stuff, my storefronts. I'm sorry about that. So this puts so many things almost at your fingertips that, you know, for us, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, we've damn near have arrived. The only thing is missing is, actually connecting. Oops, hit the wrong button. Actually connecting the INFINIVERSE with with some sort of currency. It could be a crypto that can be sold on the open market, or actual US dollars somehow. That's what I'm waiting on. Then things get real in here real quick. Okay, so I think that will be it for this video. My thoughts on Michael Saylor, and let me see. I'm thinking, am I going to leave now? Or am I going to hit a store? Let's see. Let's head to the penthouse. So we're going to teleport back to the Hex Building 1 is what I call it. This is the first building that I actually started turning into kind of basically making it into a high rise. So this is the crypto area we just came from. And we're going to go to Hex Building 2. And this one is literally almost across the entire INFINIVERSE. And watch how fast we get there. It's still kind of slow, but if the server was moving faster, it would be in an instant. So it's almost like we went across the country in an instant, right? So how do you reconcile? How do you utilize this technology? With capability like that. I have to always look over Women's World to see what's new here, because this place is growing rapidly. Okay, so let's see. Well, let me get out of here. Oh yeah, so this is Elon Musk talking about the Starship. I remember when I first saw that that presentation, I was saying, wow, he's going to actually try it. And now we've seen him go up and go down, My only problem with, all of the approaches to space travel is that none of them are safe enough for me. Like Jeff Bezos's Blue Origin lands with a parachute. That's not good enough. Elon Musk's idea, or SpaceX's idea, is to land like with the rockets. It falls and then it orients itself and then it lands using the rocket thrust. And that's not safe enough for me either. I want them kind where, it kind of floats down like in Star Wars, like they land like this, And until we get something where we're floating down, I don't think I'll be trying to go to space. Okay, so which building? Oh yeah, Million Token. So there's this YouTuber named Tech Lead that created this, I guess, idea or experiment called Million Token that I'm into. And the real test of all of these experiments is if they can survive this particular bear market with the Federal Reserve, the war in Ukraine, and regulators coming in, then I would consider, this, something that's real. So I have a small position in there, but it's nothing that I'm not willing, to lose.
Welcome
So this guy is funny as hell. And what's crazy about it, you don't know when he's joking and when he's not. I think if he wanted to be, he would be one of the best comedians in history. Because he says things and I just be on the floor and then I have to catch myself and say, wait a minute, he's serious as hell about this. You know, but he's just that, the way his mannerisms, he could just be so funny.
Million token? What's the concept? Well,
so anyway,
million token is much like a stable coin.
These stores
minimum
still haven't been worked out yet. And I know I think I've been here before, you know, talking about the million token store.
For million token, these fixed. There's only 1 million tokens total.
You know, but I can do this though. I don't think I actually did this. So if you use this doorway, you would bring up the actual website.
The price can actually go much
but if you used this nice gold door to kind of symbolize wealth, you end up to my crypto store hub. So this is the doorway, all my stores. Not all of them, no. So I have a little bit of video, audio wallpaper showing Mega Cryptopolis, which I think is the supreme ultimate of virtual property games in terms of the concept of a productive in-game economy, in which incentive is given for people to participate. Okay, so let's see. So you can have tons and tons of areas like this, right? So in the INFINIVERSE, you got in this template, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 junction areas. Okay, not including the doors, which makes it 8. Okay, where you can have these link up to even more doorways, right? So why would a person, you know, buy up a bunch of stores and land when you can take one store and direct people to, in theory, as many places as you could set up. And that's the new thing they got to work on in here. They have to actually work on how we can set up our content more efficiently. Because this little bit right here, which is not even complete, I don't even have, you know, the info information here. It takes a long time to do it, you know, the way they have it set up. So this one is the Hex Crypto Hub. So this will take me back to Dubai. I think the other one will take me back to the X home. Yeah, that's home over there. So this will take me to Dubai, I think. This is the lobby template. Yeah, here it is.
Alternatives to the traditional financial system.
My nice little Hex advertisement right there. Or Hextisement.
Designed to replace high interest time deposit.
So all of these junctions go somewhere. You know, that's a lecture. That's the exchange where I have a bunch of exchanges set up. Links to exchanges like Binance and Coinbase and Kraken. Oh, you know what? Let me show you my war room. This is crazy. It's not complete, but all hell breaks loose in this thing. I gotta find more content to put in it though. So I forgot. I think they call this a control room.
Here, an artist's projection of the president's vision.
So this is the old Star Wars concept, the old Strategic Defense Initiative back in the Ronald Reagan administration, or the Reagan administration. I wonder how much they have improved the technology in terms of miniaturization. I was a big nut for this stuff. I said, yeah, they can build this. Anyway, you can put anything in these rooms. Problem is though, I would like to set it up where you could just have like one image on one screen, and they're not doing that, right? You see what I'm saying? When you put one image one spot, it's 10 places, it's all over one spot. And I would like to have like different videos running all at the same time on different screens.
that burn through the shell of the onrushing missile.
Let's see. I do have one, because you're going to hear like background noise. So also in the INFINIVERSE, if you face a video, that's how you hear sound, like right here. So this is an old concept of, I think space warfare that they had projected for 2017. Video quality is kind of crap. But anyway, I'm just giving you, you know, kind of like an example of what a room can be used for. I mean, this kind of reminds me of I don't know, for you people, older people who have watched the old James Bond movies, this room reminds me of a room that Spectre would have, you know. They even got the world right there. When I walk up in this bad boy, I say, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. This is how Blofeld handled it. But you can see the one thing though, is the way you stand, the sound kind of hits you all over the place. That's because I was trying to change things, and when I changed things, I didn't get the kind of results that you know, that I thought I was going to get. Right? Like I would like to have, you know, a kind of a command center here where if you want to talk about warfare, you'd have the Navy here, okay? You'd have the ground battles over there. You'd have Space Command over there. You'd have all the theaters, right? That you would monitor everything from this room, right? But the way they got this template set up, you couldn't. Things kind of run into each other. Well, that's it, people. See you next time.
Chemical lasers fire beams that burn through the shell of the onrushing missile.
Yeah, I just kind of was getting something off my chest, because Michael Saylor, you know, he's a good guy and everything, and he's you know, I'm not gonna take nothing away from him. He's smart. I mean, in the college that he went to, if you drop me off in there, I would be calling, you know, the U.S. government for help to rescue me out of there. Okay, he's very smart, right? But when it comes to crypto, he is not very smart because he just got there, one, and two, now he's trying to basically force us, people in altcoin. I have Bitcoin. I have more than one Bitcoin, and I believe that Bitcoin is very, very important in every kind of which way, even in a lot of the ways that Michael Saylor says it. But the whole idea that we should be forced to sell our altcoins, okay, so that money can go into Bitcoin, raising the price of Bitcoin so that it can save his ass, offends me. Okay, now he was bad enough to get up in here on his own. He decided he wanted, you know, he was talking all this stuff about, you know, Bitcoin being similar to thermodynamics. I think he has a background in oh, what's that, aerospace, right? I don't know how that would apply to Bitcoin, but he was applying physics and thermodynamics to Bitcoin, you know. But basically for me, it's just the same old crap of somebody trying to pump their bags at the expense of other people in crypto. And the United States is facing this issue. In my opinion, if they wanted to, they could have killed crypto. Because for me, all I would have to hear is an order from the president of the United States saying, executive order, all Americans, you know, are no longer allowed to have crypto, and I would pretty much be done, okay, with it. You know, I'd be trying to sell to get what I could out of it, right? But I wouldn't try to challenge that, right? But instead, but the United States is kind of stuck with this problem. If it kills crypto, if it kills the potential innovation in crypto, will it be giving a helping hand to China? Okay? Okay, is it more useful to try to see how you can promote? And this reminds me of the battles that they were fighting against Microsoft in the late 90s, when basically the whole thing was Microsoft was accused of stifling innovation because Bill Gates was using his position against other software producers. I think that Bill Gates he gave Internet Explorer away for free. to attack Netscape Navigator. I think his name was Mark Andreessen. I think he was the creator of Netscape Navigator. And he bragged about how Netscape Navigator was going to kill Windows. He bragged about it. And was going to turn into an operating system itself. I guess much like the Chrome, the Google Chrome browser, right, has turned into an operating system in a sense. Well, Mark Andreessen was talking that stuff about that's what Netscape Navigator was going to do. It was going to kill Microsoft, and he was going to eat Microsoft lunch. And Bill Gates heard this and responded with by giving Internet Explorer away for free. And Netscape and people over at Netscape couldn't afford to do that, right? And so that's when the government came at Bill Gates. So in a way, it kind of gives me that same kind of feeling that that Michael Saylor wants to rob all of us to enrich himself, because he must be looking over his shoulder over at his company, because I'm sure there was a lot of people over there that didn't want to deal with Bitcoin, and he dragged them up to the cliff, and now everybody's starting to be pushed off the cliff all because of him, and it was something they probably didn't want to get into in the first place, and they're looking over at him and like, hey, I think the last I heard, Michael Saylor, I think he lost his position, and he won't, it's not even said that they fired, they kicked, they took his position from him. I think it was said that he stepped down and put the guy he was grooming in charge. Anyway, that's it, folks. See you next time. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Thank you.
Here, an Ortis projection of the president's